What's up, guys? Welcome to Wealthy, another episode of Wealthy. I am one of your hosts, Derek.
And I'm Hannah. Hey, you guys.
What's up?
Sup?
So today, we have a great episode. We say that every single time, so I don't want to do that every time. We're not saying that
No, but
anymore.
at the same time, like, which episodes haven't been great?
Oh my gosh.
We've promised good episodes, and we've sure delivered.
If this is your first time, guys, thanks for tuning in. Welcome. What we're all about is just trying to help people find wealth and wellness in their lives. Hannah and I are both professionals in our industries, and we want to take all of our experiences with helping our clients and pass it along to you so that you don't have to go through the pain of learning, which is a great tool for learning, but it's not always the most fun. So hopefully we can help you guys avoid some pitfalls and common mistakes. That's what we're all about. Do you want to add anything to the new people, Hannah?
No, just hello. Thanks for stopping by.
Cool. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about not habits again, because we already talked about that a lot, but we wanted to go a little bit over our daily routines and some of the really specific actual things that Hannah and I do every day to have successful days, have productive days, and reach our goals.
And even looking at each day as not a perfect day too. Like for Derek and I, will also share what we wish we could do or what we acknowledge that we could do better to make our days even more effective and more efficient. Just because it's a learning experience for all of us. So after reviewing for this episode, I don't know about you, Derek, but I sure was like, oh yeah, I've kind of been slacking on creating that to help me have it be an easier day. So I don't know about you, but
No, I feel like I've been pretty on it lately.
yeah, you're perfect.
No, there's no perfection, but I think it depends on what your definition is of a perfect or a successful day. You know, for me, I have a list of a couple things I do every day, and like that I've preset out the day before. Like, hey, these are my tasks. Like, this is something I want to do at work. This is something I want to do at home. Just stuff like that. And pretty much, if I can hit those things, to me, that's a successful day. That's a good day, regardless of, well, maybe I didn't do this other million things I wanted to get done, but my 3, 4, 5 really big main things that I really wanted to nail down, I got them done. So I'm good. I'm happy with the day. And that's kind of my mentality behind it. I don't really try for like the perfect day.
Well, if I could use quotation marks, I would put that around perfect day. But yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So let's just start at the beginning of a day. What is your morning like, and what do you do to have successful mornings, good mornings to you?
For me, mornings usually the rating of success goes up the more I prepare the night before for my mornings.
Yeah.
So, laying out whatever outfit it is, or at least having it in my head and knowing exactly where those items are, if not just laid out easy for me to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just having my outfit laid out takes 15 minutes of tired fumbling out of my morning and makes it so much more efficient, where I can spend that doing other productive things to help me throughout the day, like making sure I have snacks. If I'm going to be gone from the house for a couple hours,
Mm-hmm.
I need my snacks and my water, like all these things, making sure that I'm set up. So a normal morning for me looks like, I set my alarm the night before. Right now I am waking up to 2 alarms, but that means I'm not snoozing one of them.
Mm.
So I really am a firm believer that you shouldn't try to snooze. But at the same time, like if I didn't wake up to my first alarm, I need to make sure a second alarm is there to wake me up.
Oh yeah, backup is fine.
Yeah. So I try not to snooze my day away because I could do that easily. And then I wake up, take my supplements, take my pills, and brush my teeth, and then get ready with my outfit, light makeup, and then ready for the day. So most days I usually have a couple things in the morning that I can come home in the later morning and kind of reset and regather, regroup before going out again, before meeting other clients or teaching additional classes.
Mm-hmm.
But some days where I work, like this Thursday, for example, like I have an early morning client, then I teach a class, and then I go straight from there to Lululemon for almost 8 hours. And so I need to for sure be super well prepared the night before so I can really set myself up for a really busy Thursday that I don't have any time to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of hit home base. How about you? So tell me about your mornings, Derek.
Yeah, I think preparation is huge for me, especially since we moved into the new house. The first couple nights were weirder and first couple mornings because I was like, wait, where do I put the things that I've picked out for the next day? You know, like my gym clothes. I work out in the morning every day. So for me, having those gym clothes already laid out, my supplements made, everything ready to go. So like, even if I am a zombie when I wake up because I didn't sleep good or something like that, I'm up, I'm ready, I can go. Even if I just zombie through, I'm in the car, I'm at the gym, I will wake up along the way in the process. But no, it was just so fumbling in the dark was definitely a big part of the first couple days. But really for me, yeah, that night before is really where my day actually starts, which is kind of weird. It's not based off the clock. So I go to bed having prepared literally every portion of my day. So whether it's the gym, that's prepped. Everything I need for the gym, work, everything for work is prepped. You know, that's including like lunches, my work bag, what I'm going to wear to work, what I need to accomplish the next day at work. It's at least in my head so that when I go to bed, I'm thinking and I can almost hype myself up for the next day thinking like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to smash my leg workout and it's going to be so good and it's going to feel so good and I'm going to love it. And that way I go to bed excited for the next day, not go to bed thinking like, oh my gosh, like tomorrow I have to do leg day and then I've got to do this thing at work and I feel pressure about it. It's just, well, yeah, there's pressure, and you know, same thing, like, all right, I have to do this thing at work tomorrow. Okay, well, this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to get in. And as soon as I walk through the door, like first 15 minutes, I have to just attack that goal. And I like it because I feel like I'm being proactive about my next day. So the prep is huge, very similar to you. Wake up. I usually wake up at like 4:30. Gym stuff's good to go. So I'm out the door. I have a very solid routine. I live by my routine. So I listen to the same types of things on the way to the gym. I get there right as they're opening at 5. My workout that I'm doing for the day is already prepped. And, you know, that's obvious, the benefits of working out, you know, whether it's morning or night. For me, I've kind of a weird love-hate with the morning workouts. They can be really hard mentally, but they really wake me up. And I love starting my day with that sense of accomplishment. Just like I already did something, you know?
And I do feel like with your intermittent fasting too, the morning workouts are probably serving you a little bit better.
Oh
too.
yeah, I'm sure.
Just starting that, like you're in even more of a deficit, you know? So that's great. Like, yeah, hopefully you start feeling and seeing that benefit.
Oh yeah. I think I have for sure. Like I notice I think my body is, like you said, in a greater deficit. I think I can feel it when I get to lunch and things like that.
Because I remember you saying like one thing you do like about your morning workouts is that you look really lean going to work, but then sometimes you still have a pump from your workout before. Yeah. So it's like you're looking
just
really
feeling
lean,
real confident
really
walking
pumped.
into the office.
Yeah, for sure. Which I mean, already people are obsessed with you at your office. So
it's fun too though, because it gives me a great mentality for the rest of the day because I'm thinking, so I used to work out at night every night. And then if I like snacked too much at work, or maybe I had like something not so healthy at work, I could almost play it off thinking, well, I'll work out extra hard tonight. Yeah. I'm still going to work out, so I'll still work it off. Whereas now it's like, no, dude, like you've already done your workout. There is no making up for whatever you eat now. Like it's in my mind, it's like, it's permanent. It's done. It's in your body. Like there is no going back. There is no undoing your bad diet today.
Totally.
And so it's definitely helping me break that mentality of like, I can work it off later. Cause we've talked a lot about you can't out work out or whatever your bad diet.
Yeah. The easy saying is like, you can't outrun a bad diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So since we both really prepare the day before and our nightly routines are less about, preparing for that night, but mostly for preparing us for the next day so we can be in the present moment the next day, whether or not that's really how you view it, but it's helpful. So let's start at around bedtime and kind of do our logging like chronologically that way. Okay. So yeah. So you mentioned like you put your stuff out ready for pretty much your whole day. What does that look like as far as like your at-home work and stuff?
So Yeah, there's definitely a routine. I'm usually home about 7 o'clock every night. Get home from the office and we try to jump straight into dinner for the intermittent fasting, so we're not super late. So it's still living by a routine, like it's knowing that when we get home, one of the first things we're going to do is get dinner done and out of the way. So knowing what to expect coming forward is huge for me, that it's not, what am I going to eat or what time am I going to eat or what? It's just, no, I come home from work and I eat, and it's not like a weird, like, honey, have dinner ready on the table for me. It's just what we need to do to fit our schedule. So we get that out of the way. And for me, this is a weird mentality, I think, that I have describing to friends and people at work and stuff, is that just because, like, when we leave the office, people, so glad we're going to go home. I'm going to watch this show, or I'm going to do this. What are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm just going to go home and work more. And it throws people because they're like, wait, what? Why? Like, what are you talking? Like, that sounds horrible. And I'm like, well, for me now, I get to go home and I get to work on what I want to work on.
It's the fun work.
Yeah,
now.
It's the fun work. It's my projects and my interests and my goals and my side hustles, not just the office work that I knocked out during that day. It's almost like I put in the work and now I get to treat myself with my own progress and my own things that interest me and that I am more excited to put that effort into. So yeah, usually put in, I would say, an hour or two of my own work like that. So that's done. I keep the momentum from the day. I try not to have the mentality of, I'm home from work, kick off the shoes, and I literally do kick off the shoes and get in sweatpants and all that, right? But I keep the mentality of, I'm going straight to my home office. My project's already up and ready to go for me. And again, preparation, I already know what I'm working on for that day. I have a nightly routine of, okay, first I'm going to check portfolios. The next I'm going to check, like documents I have that are updated nightly, things like that. And then rolling into, okay, well, I wanted to work on this document that I'm typing up and creating, right? Side things like that. I already know what I'm going to do. And so put in an hour or two of that, and then have a set bedtime, right? Like, I know exactly what time I'm going to bed. So there's not wiggle room of, I'm going to work a little bit later because I know that's going to make me more tired the next day. It's a domino effect. There's not wiggle room in the schedule.
Which, and even it's almost like you can't outrun a bad diet. You can't out prepare tiredness that you've given yourself from going to bed late.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I've noticed is, like, even if I prepare and have everything ready for the morning, if I don't sleep well or go to bed at a responsible time, I'm still kind of screwed. It's just like something will happen, or I'll just move slower because I think everything will be more efficient. And then all of a sudden, like, I look at the clock and I have 5 minutes to get where I need to be. And it's like, oh crap. So bedtime is huge.
Well, the thing is, it's weird. It's, I think that there are probably people out there listening to this that could hear this type of a schedule and think it sounds absolutely horrible, because they think that just sounds so restrictive. Like, what if one night you don't want to work? Or what if, you just need the day off? And it happens. It does. There are times that I just say, nope, tonight is a night that, or like, guys, we're married. Sometimes there are nights that we both just want to put work to the side and we just need time together to just relax and watch Netflix or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we do take, it's not like we're these weird robot people so don't take us the wrong way that you have to stick to the schedule and just, live or die by it.
No, but it's like what we've talked about in previous episodes too, is we work hard every single day. So we do have the allowances to take the days off when we want to, you know, when it's like, do not know, I worked really hard. I feel good where my personal business is. So I can take this night off and just pick it up again tomorrow. That doesn't mean I'm going to move my to-do list all the way over to tomorrow.
No.
It's going to be reconfiguring some things. That's the thing about our list that we both make. You're, very, like, I make lists too, but you are very, very, like, currently on board with it. But the thing about the list is, if you don't finish something, it can't move to the next day. Yeah. Or if it does, it doesn't change the priorities of the next day. you know?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's one of those things. And a lot of my lists, like I would say maybe 50-50 is half of my list is just routine stuff that gets done every day regardless. But the hard thing is it puts me behind on some of those things.
Right.
But like you said, there are some things that are one-offs, you know, like sending an email to someone.
Yes.
That's not something that's still something now it just stacks on top and it will have to be made up later. But no, I think I like what you said though about while we have these schedules and routines and they may sound extremely restrictive and strict, once you live in that routine long enough, you learn how to rearrange and make the flexibility so that rather than being this thing of I have to cancel or give up on or not do or skip these things, it's no, I just need to rearrange things and almost kind of cascade the rearrangement down over through the rest of my week as everything now gets shuffled. And that's okay. Like you said, we work and live in a way that gives us an allowance so that when those unexpected personal days and mental days we have to take, it's not a big deal and we don't have to feel guilty, which is funny because I feel like we both do this, but I definitely try to live by that way. My like diet, even of just, I'm going to be good. I'll not waste my treats on like little snacks and goodies along the way so that when time comes for the cheesecake or the cookies or whatever, it's like, man, I can just eat it and go all out and enjoy it and love it. And there's no guilt because I'm like, no, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm good for this.
Yeah.
Not that, oh, well, I ate whatever all day, snacked all day, whatever your weakness is. And now I feel guilty because I'm having this extra treat.
Oh yeah. If we know we're going, to an event that your sister is going to be at and she possibly made dessert, I think we watch what we eat pretty much all day. So we can just pretty much split the dessert in twos and just eat that all by ourselves.
Totally.
But, and with the same vein of our daily schedules, like we also both have issues with plans being changed. We both have a huge anxiety about if we have a structure or a routine and something rocks the boat, it's very hard for us to pick up and be able to move on. So do you find that having a set routine has helped you beat that kind of mental game, or does it make it harder when something randomly comes up?
It doesn't beat it at all. It makes it worse. But the thing is that I've had to learn how to deal with it. So, like I have performance anxiety, right? Like diagnosed, multiple doctors have diagnosed me with performance anxiety, and it plays into the preparedness thing and the changing plans, because if I feel like I'm unprepared for things and unexpected things happen and I don't feel that I'm equipped to handle the changes, I feel like I can't perform. And I used to have panic attacks over it where I was just completely useless. So it's definitely something that I deal with and we both deal with every day. But having the routine, and like, it's kind of one of those things where you have built in stress tests in my mind, where you have the routine. So your life is wonderful because you never have to worry about the unexpected. Like I love that. And so it definitely plays. And that may sound like, well, you're catering to your anxiety. You need to learn to deal with it. I have learned to deal with it. I deal with crazy changes all the time. So don't assume that I haven't, right? But at the same time, like I was saying, you have these built-in failures. Life is going to happen. The car is going to break down. The alarm's not going to go off. Whatever weird thing happens. The
parent is going to ask you for lunch last minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all the random things. Chesty needs to go to the vet.
Yeah, you never know, but it's okay because that's like, all right, can I deal with it? Can I just roll with it and be so good at my scheduling that I can rearrange quickly and I already know what I was going to do every day for the next 5 days. So I can just like quickly, like I said, cascade all these things down and shift them and rearrange them and roll them out. That's not a big deal. And I may be kind of frustrated or stressed right now, but those are normal human emotions and I can feel those. I'm not like suppressing them, but I don't have to have a panic attack over it also or lash out at people.
Yeah, true. I think we've both gotten a lot better at that type of thing just because with our businesses, and our additional, like our work, we both can have many different scenarios of unexpected things come up. which is awesome that we have learned how to function with our anxieties too. Do you have any daily things that are non-negotiables that you have to get done that can't trickle out throughout the week?
I mean, I don't know if I really have any. If I had to like really like, not besides like the obvious, like going to work, showering.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that I like to, I wish they were non-negotiables. I like to think of them that way, like the gym, you know, and, you know, like my nightly routine would be great. But at the same time, I know that there's that little corner in the back of my mind that knows that, well, if I have to, these can be, you know, negated or moved or rescheduled. But in my mind, I still give them the title of non-negotiable, but
Totally.
only I get to pull the trigger on if they get moved or not.
Exactly. And I think that's great that you keep that power. It's not something that people think it's flexible and they're like, oh, just move that thing around. It's like, no,
Right.
you think I'm busy and that's fine. I'll tell you if I'm not busy.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a smart way to do it. And I wish I was better at that. Honestly, I need to get better at that.
Well, I think too, we've both gotten a lot better at being able to tell people no, be like, no, like, I'm sorry, I can't go out right now, or I can't do that right now, or I can't have this super long conversation right now because it's 7:30 at night. I've still got work to do. I need to get to bed at 9. Let's fit this in tomorrow when I have more time to rearrange things. But at the same time, both of us will also, on the flip side, concede, you know, make those concessions to those things that may be inconvenient or whatever. And we just know that, like, okay, well, I guess, like, I'll do this. You don't do this as much, but I'm just staying up later tonight then. And this is probably a bad thing about my schedule, is that the first thing I'll sacrifice to get other things done is sleep. You know, the first thing I'll do is like, okay, that's just one less hour of sleep because I had to go, you know, maybe my mind waste, or, you know, like I had to go spend an hour of time on this other thing. Well, these are non-negotiable. These have to get done and I need to get them done. So I'm just going to stay up an hour later. I just got pushed back. I didn't rearrange these. And those are hard decisions to make though, I think.
Yeah. I notice you getting in habits of making those decisions though, and kind of like pushing you'll go through phases where pushing your sleep back is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Than when you like have to fight for it. And it's like, no, I've been going to bed so early lately and it's been helping me. I can't sacrifice that. So it's interesting that it kind of is cyclical a little bit.
Well, for me, I think a lot of it is, like you said, it is cyclical because for me, it's momentum. So I think because you have to work with your burnout. So if you're doing a lot of side jobs and project hustles, whatever, like you and I do, it takes a lot of time. And that's why we do a lot of work at night at home, you know, 2 or 3 hours every single day. It is very easy to get burned out and tired of what you're working on. But
oh my gosh,
when these are your dreams, you also can't. There's that part of you. So you're kind of conflicted and you're thinking, I need to sleep and rest and I need to kind of back off the gas pedal here just a little bit. I'm not giving up, but I just need to slow down for a sec so I can catch my breath, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I just sprinted that last leg. But at the same time, you have your other side that's like, no, accomplish your dreams and sleep 2 hours a day and I think that there's that culture going around right now where everyone's so into the motivational everything. And that's why I really don't like being like, you know, the whole motivational speaker type thing, or like, I don't want people to think we're a motivational podcast, because we're not. I think we're an informational, educational, inspirational type thing. Like, we want you to go take action and do things and use the tools we provide, but not just feel good about yourself. So anyway, so what happens with me and the sleep thing though, is those are cycles of flooring the gas pedal and backing off. You know, and I try to time it when I'm inspired and I have big projects I currently need to knock out, or, you know, like, if I feel the momentum and the drive and I'm like, man, I've got all these ideas and all these things I'm working on and I can do it. That's when I floor it. And an hour or 2 of sleep is gone every day. And I know what's happening and I know what I'm doing. So it's okay that I'm exhausted for maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. And then I accomplish what I wanted to do. I get what I got. I get done what I wanted to get done. And then I can back off the gas a little bit. And that's when, I go back into, all right, let's get extra sleep. Let's do this because I'm recouping from that and I'm getting ready for the next sprint.
Yeah. I I totally understand that. And it's almost like batch work at a bigger level.
Yeah,
is that
that's
it's
cool.
like, it's almost like how cutting and bulking should be like 4 weeks at a time as opposed to seasonal. Like some people think of it that they're
It's
like
winter, time to bulk.
right.
It's like, okay.
I think that's what bears do maybe, but
Yeah.
like it's almost like bulking or cutting where it's like this is a high intensity phase and this is a low intensity phase.
Right.
Like it's batch work at a greater scale. So back to those smaller micro habits, what do you do to supplement your routine and making sure your list gets done every day? What are those little things that are helpful to make your non-negotiables happen?
Well, so the big thing for me, and this is actually a current struggle, so this is something I am actually really trying to work on right now. A thing that I've noticed is I just forget. I'm a normal human and I kind of just get going with things, and it's easy to fall into the habit of going through the motions. And so I will forget, and I'll get home and I'll go, shoot,
Yeah.
crap, I was going to do that one thing today. And I think everyone does that. So how I'm combating that is trying to come up with a very in my face, portable, easy way to carry my list with me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. The
So
thing
have
that
have you found it like through an app or like?
No. So that's the thing, is that phone doesn't work. Phone has too many other distractions. If I was, and so this is my thought process right now of what I'm leaning towards is an index card. I kind of just want to go buy a stack of index cards, write my list for the day, and it goes in my pocket. How many times do you reach
Interesting.
into your pocket? Not back pocket, not wallet pocket, like phone pocket. So that every time I reach in there, I feel my list and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to do that a million
Interesting.
times a day. I can pull it out. I can look at it. It gives me something physical. Like it takes up space in my life, literally. So it's not something I can ignore, like I have apps. Like
Yeah.
I have an app called Minimalist, and about every month or so I go back and I go, oh yeah,
I
I
should
do all this
delete
stuff.
this.
Look at all these things I was going to do. So it's like, it just doesn't work for me personally.
Yeah.
That, or along the same lines, I was thinking about writing it down and then just snapping a picture of it and putting that as my phone background.
Interesting.
So that's kind of the little bit more like it is in my face because every time I open my phone, there's my list, but I don't know.
I don't know about, it seems like this is kind of that we might have this in common, but for me and my list, I have to physically check it off or else it doesn't feel real that I
It's
actually
much more
accomplished
satisfying.
something. Like I love crossing something off my to-do
Mhm.
list, and even if it's a to-do list, like if it's just something to cross off,
Mhm.
I will do it. Sometimes I will even write things in that I've already done that weren't originally on my list just to cross it off, because it's like, I really need this like extra little bump of like feeling like success
Yeah.
a little bit today. So it's like, yep, I emptied the dishwasher, even though that was like, I was home, I popped open the dishwasher, which is like our unspoken rule is
Mhm.
if the dishwasher is clean, and you know how you can kind of do that little tester like bump of your handle of your dishwasher, but then if you
yeah.
like grab it and it unlatches and you open the clean dishwasher for the first time, it's your job to tidy it. And
No, that's
get
why
rid of
I
it.
just never touch it. That's why, because I know that if I
Interesting. That's
pop the
pretty
lock
smart. Yeah.
and I walk away from it and I close it and I'm like, this never happened.
It
Then
does.
you go feel it and you're like, no, it's a different feeling.
Well, and
You
the light is
obviously-
off.
I know. So I
That's
just don't
why
touch
you
it.
never touch. Okay, interesting. It's interesting that you
kidding.
don't even put dishes inside the dishwasher either.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, so for me, the act of creating a list is one, super fun because I like writing things out and making it kind of pretty.
Yeah.
But then crossing it off is super satisfying.
Mhm. Yeah, I tried bullet journaling.
I know you did.
And-
You kind of rocked it for a little bit.
Well, so here's the thing with bullet journaling, in case anyone's ever done it, and this is just my 2 cents.
If you're at all a perfectionist, it doesn't work.
A little bit. That was definitely hard. So because of that as well, though, it takes freaking forever.
Yeah.
I got crap to do, people. The reason I'm trying to find a quick way to do this list is because I don't have time to sit and custom create my own dang calendar. Like,
Yeah.
and in addition to that, a little planner thing, it's just too big for me.
Yeah.
It goes into my work bag and it doesn't come out for a week. And then, again. So
Yeah.
still working, but bullet journaling did not work for me. It was way too time consuming.
Okay, so you're going to try to do the little index card
Yeah.
to help remind you of your list and write down your items. So what other little supplemental habits can you do?
Just in general, or what we're talking about, nightly routines, or I can't remember.
Just to make your routine a success. What?
The list was helpful. Definitely the prep, but the prepping is physical and mental. It is knowing what you're going to do the next day, why you're going to do it for that next day, and exactly step by step, physically, how am I going to do it? You know, people think like, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to go to work and I'm going to work hard. That is so vague. Like, okay, congratulations. What is hard work? You know, but for me, if I go and I say, oh, okay, I'm going to have, you know, this conversation with a client, like this is how that conversation is going to go. And this is how it's going to end. I have a goal for that. And I have not hundreds. I have many conversations every day with clients, but that one that I'm thinking of in particular, if that one gets done, that's a successful work day for me.
Well, that's like me saying like, I'm going to teach a good class tomorrow morning.
Right.
And it's like, but what makes it a good class other than me showing up prepared?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about me showing up prepared and me showing up open to who is stepping into the space.
Yeah.
Yoga has come into my life in a huge way recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the thing that's been missing in my life for years, you know, and being this connected to it. So I'm grateful it's here. But, you know, at the studio that I'm teaching yoga at, music is a huge motivator and driving force for the community. So like, I know if I'm going to teach a good class, my playlist has to be great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to feel organized and comfortable with the class structure that I'm teaching and the flows. And then I also have to be prepared to go early enough to make sure the heaters are turned on, the candles are all lit, you know, the little corners are swept, and, you know, just the things to create the experience. I can't just walk into a room and say, I'm going to teach a good class, because that's all it will be is a good class. I don't want any, like, I'm not in the market to just be a mediocre teacher and provide mediocre experiences. I don't want good. I want great. Like, I either want on either end of the spectrum.
You want to stand out.
Yeah. Where, I mean, I hope people don't hate my classes and think I'm terrible, but at least it's not just lukewarm, you know?
For sure.
But I do have to toot my own horn. Everyone is loving my classes. So,
there have been lots of Instagram stories and things about people loving them.
Yeah. But it just, because I'm kind of I'm riding that similar wave of you, that you are expressing, like, this feels good to me right now. So I'm going to invest a lot of time into it and a lot of energy into it and create more playlists than I maybe even have to right now. Because if I'm in a playlisting mood, I could playlist for days and create quality playlists and then almost save those for later when I don't really feel motivated to bust out a playlist. You know, it's great. And so yeah, you can't just have a good day at work. You have to show up, almost visualize what your day is going to be like, what conversations you're going to have on the phone, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Well, like for you with the classes, I imagine it's very, besides like going into the details, it's, I'm going to have a class that feels this way. I'm going to instruct that conveys this feeling to my people.
Totally.
They are going to leave my class feeling this way. You know, it's stuff like that. I think that you would go into, you know, it's more than just a good class. Well, what makes a good class?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, exactly. It's one of the biggest things for me though. I think why this works for me in the way being busy like this is that like I've identified.
Can we swap your word super quick?
Sure.
From busy to productive?
Yes.
Because I don't think you're busy.
That's true. If you really looked at my day and like watched me, you'd be like, look at this guy. He's like sitting there. And it's like, you know, yeah.
No, but you do a lot of stuff while you're just sitting there, but you're not this busy person that's doing. When I think of busy, my new idea of busy is running around like a chicken with your head cut off and getting a little bit done here and there. And granted, you and I both have busy days, but most of our days are productive.
Yeah, I think that's a huge difference is that, you know, although our time is filled and blocked out and scheduled, it's not jam-packed or cramped. It's blocked out of, this is work time that is dedicated to these projects, and that's about it. And I know what I need to get done with those projects, but and same thing with like prepping for the day. A huge reason we prep is so that we're not rushed and we're not panicking and, oh my gosh, I'm 5 minutes late. Like, both of us hate living the we're late life. Like, it's just horrible.
Yeah. And I think with our routines too, and sorry, we keep getting off topic and then bouncing right back and circling back. But I think with our routines, it does take a couple weeks of feeling really, really busy and a little scattered, just trying to stick to your routine so hard. If routine is new for you, or you're going to start trying that after this episode, just know that it's not going to feel very comfortable for the first little bit until it becomes more habitual. Then your preparedness the night before, or if you're like a night owl and decide to, prep in the morning for your day and have kind of a slow morning until you have a later day, however it is, you're going to notice that all that prep work leads to more downtime or free time during the day, because here we'll schedule out these chunks of time for certain projects and work and stuff. Depending on how we're feeling that day, we might not shove more into that block if we finish all of the tasks done for that block, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to move to do, some days, like if we're going out of town or something, we try to move things and to get them done as soon as possible. But like if we finish what we need to do for that specific task, we're not going to grab more tasks for the next day and bring them over to today.
Oh no.
Like they're already
they have their time.
Yeah, exactly.
I live my life so they have their time. The way I like to think about it, having a plan. Well, first of all, like if you are going to get into having a more routine based life and having more of a plan for every single day, it is a living thing that is just created and grows and builds into this balanced, complicated, quote unquote, complicated thing that Hannah and I have going on that works so well because it has been many times. Oh, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Many times of, okay, maybe I need to adjust it this way. Like it is trial and error in its purest form. And it's day after day after day, just trying to tweak it here and there. Like my wake up time of 4:30, I didn't just decide 4:30. It's because I woke up at 4 one day. Well, I woke up at 4 one day, went to the gym and it wasn't open yet. How dumb did I feel thinking I could have slept another 30 freaking minutes? When you're waking up that early, that 30 minutes counts. And then I'm sitting in the gym parking. So it's experiences like that where like, okay, I'm going to shift that to 4:30, which means et cetera down the road for all the adjustments along the way. And, yeah, it's just, but what I was getting at though, is that it's a living thing. And the way I look at it is that your routine is it's you directing your energy. And think of it like a river in my mind, like if I'm Mr. Imagery guy, analogy guy, is that it's like a river and you have to decide where it flows and how quickly it flows and how powerfully it flows. So you're controlling this river and you decide, where it meanders through the valley or whatever. And occasionally things will get dropped in the river, people are going to come drop a log in your river and whatever, and try to dam up your flow or redirect it in a different way that you weren't planning. And the thing is that it is a flow. It needs to be natural. That's what makes a sustainable routine like we have, is that it is all very natural. Sometimes guys, like when the rock slide off the mountain comes into your river, that's too much for you to just force your way through, overcome and force it. It's unnatural, it's uncomfortable, and it's probably going to damage your relationship with your routine or your relationship with people. So you need to just, okay, all right, I have to go around it. I wasn't planning on this, but I've got to just flow with it and take this as it came and move along and keep going. So just, if you keep that mentality about it, it's not this like weird, rigid thing that you are like, it's not a jail sentence where you're sentenced to live this routine every day of your life. And if you don't, you're a bad person. And if you do, you have to suffer. And these are the consequences of my plan. It's very living and very fluid of a thing, but it always has the thing about a river, right? It always has a direction and it's always moving and it's always doing something.
That's the thing. It's almost like you are an athlete, you just have to pivot around your obstacle. You can't
exactly.
You can't just stop. Like you are in the semifinals or you're in the finals, the championships, whatever. Like you have to just keep going towards the goal. I'm picturing those amazing I can't even think what position it would be, but the people that run fast in football, running backs. That's exactly, yep, the running ones. But like how they just like hold that ball really tight to their chest. They pivot, they spin, they leap over their people. And granted, they get knocked down sometimes, but then they spring right back up and they're ready to hit the next round.
When they make an adjustment, like, okay, maybe we don't go that way this time because that guy's really good at knocking me down.
That guy's really big.
So we're going to go to the other side. No, but that's a great analogy too, is that, and think about it. These guys don't become that skilled overnight.
And they don't become that skilled just from running clear paths and practices.
Exactly.
Like, no, they've had bigger, scarier guys in their drills and in their practices
Exactly.
They don't get this clear path. And that's, it's almost like that really cheesy saying that is super true of smooth seas never made a skilled sailor.
Yeah.
It's true. Like you won't know how to tie your ropes correctly and you'll be sloppy and unprepared if you don't get the experience that you need through challenges. Right. So just if something ripples your routine and kind of throws a wrench in things, figure out how you can best roll with it. Maybe it's not in the same way Derek and I do, but figure it out and just keep moving with it and pick your routine back up as soon as possible. Honor yourself and give yourself the grace to be a human about it for a little bit, but then go be a superhuman about it for the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
Yeah, the guy doesn't get tackled and then it's just, all right, game's over. We got tackled one time. It's like, wait, you guys aren't going to get back up and keep trying?
It's not freeze tag. Yeah. Like you're fine. And even freeze tag, the game stops and resets and everyone gets to play still. So from bottom to top, or I guess from bedtime to bedtime, let's go over just our mini micro habits that make our days just kind of back and forth from bedtime, like everything that we do, just quick to end the episode.
Okay. So, well, to preface that though, the one thing I wanted to say, and then I'll go right into it.
I guess you can say one more thing.
Is just that for me, like you need to identify your weakness that's going to sabotage your plans. For me, my greatest weakness to being productive and making things happen is like boredom and a lack of plans. That's why this works so well for me. If I don't have a plan, I'm unproductive, I'm lazy, I waste my time. Like I'm not a naturally motivated person. Yeah. If I wake up and have nothing to do, then nothing is what I'm going to do. Yeah. Like seriously, Saturdays used to be horrible for me because I hated them because I'd wake up and like, well, what are you going to do? I don't know. And I'd take 6 hours to go have a 1 hour workout, because I'd finally get around to it. And, maybe I'll get my stuff again. So anyways,
that was a big struggle.
Yeah.
For
boredom and a lack of plan. And, you need to know what your weakness is. And then, okay, well, this is how I avoid it is I always have something to do and something to go work on and do. So I've learned that I'm an executor, not a motivator. I decide what I have to do in the future, and then I go and I execute that. I don't just up and I'm doing nothing and I'm going to go do this thing. I'm amazing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how people can do that. Just go from nothing to just
raw motivation.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm going to come up with a plan and know why I'm doing everything. And that motivates me. And then I just execute it. So that's a mentality I come from.
And similar, I'm an executor too, I would say, out of the two. I'm definitely not someone who can just pull motivation out of thin air and make it happen. Granted, I can gain inspiration and get motivated through that.
Of course.
But for me, my biggest weakness is consistency. I can work with boredom. I can work with kind of not being motivated and let that inspire what I do next. But then also having a list takes care of that. Yeah. But for me, it's just the consistency of keeping a list, because I could do it really, really well until technically in science says your habit is built. And then I could not do it for one day. And then I haven't touched my list notebook for 4 months now. I don't even know where it is in the boxes that we haven't unpacked yet.
That's not fair though, because we moved.
Yeah, no,
there are
but
many things I can't find right now.
No, but before then, I wasn't even using it. I'm not saying like in the 2 weeks that we.
No, I got you. I was just, I was being a brat.
No, thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt though, and being like, oh no, you're fine. But no, so consistency is my biggest weakness, and I'm still trying to figure out a way to combat that. For me, it's creating long-term goals. Like that's the whole reason I created the habits program, is because I can't make an excuse to not work out if I don't have if I already have a workout set for me to do.
Yeah, that helps me a ton.
That was the biggest thing, is that I would just be like, I'm not in the mood to work out today. And I'm more so not in the mood to figure out what to do today.
Yes.
So here's my set thing. So I have no excuse. That's why I do like running and going and taking a ride at Rebel House, just because then also just with me telling people how to sweat every day, all day, it's really like, this is another reason why I built Habits, is because I got so sick of just trying to figure it out for myself that sometimes I just like to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could hire a personal trainer, I would, because I don't want to,
well, yeah,
think about it.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's my biggest weakness.
Cool.
And
I like it.
how I'm trying to combat it. I'll let you know though how it goes. Like after this episode, I'm really motivated to start listing again and just working off of that. Just because I've had a huge shift in life and scheduling things and workplace things that I need to be more organized, and I've been craving it. And I feel like the dust has settled on everything being so new that it's like, okay, Hannah, figure your stuff out and let's actually get cracking on efficiency.
Yeah, the grace period is over.
I didn't take advantage of my grace period, but it's like,
but it's still there. And it's okay.
Right. But it's like, it's not like I waited until the very last second. It's just like, I guess, yeah. Now it was a
natural grace period you had given yourself. So you decided when it was over.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you still want to do day?
Just super quick.
All right. For me,
so bedtime.
So bedtime, it's prep for the next day.
What does that look like?
I pre-mix supplements. I lay out gym clothes. I pick out what I'm going to wear for work.
Okay.
I pack work bags. I pack gym bags. Literally everything I can. Get out of bed, put it on, take it, go. I'm not looking for anything and I'm not deciding anything. Decisions are made.
Yeah.
Workout is decided. I get it done. It's pre-scheduled time-wise. I know exactly when I need to leave and come home.
And I'm just going to throw in, and because I didn't jump in, most of your bedtime routine is the same for me too.
Yeah.
Just mine has shifted probably 2 hours earlier for my bedtime. But also we have a child who he is part of our daily routines. And I know this from both of us, if he's not figured out the night before, we're both screwed the next day.
Yeah.
So for
yeah.
slow, like
getting food ready and
exactly, and his medications and stuff. So
and child is our dog, by the way.
Yeah.
So family that's probably freaking out right now.
Oh my gosh, is this an announcement?
Just our dog.
It's Chesty. But like
he still has to get fed though.
We have to get his food ready. Well, we like to. We don't have to, but we like to because it makes the next day way more efficient. So just adding that to our
exactly. Taking care of everyone else and family, doing all that kind of stuff. Come home again. Decisions are made what I'm going to wear. I literally just get dressed, grab lunch that is already pre-packed, drive to work. I already know when I get to work what I'm going to accomplish there. So I've decided what my day is going to be before I even have to go through the day. So I am just executing the day I've already pre-decided I'm going to have. So I go in thinking today is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a productive day. I am going to accomplish this goal today. Today is going to be great. And sometimes life says, too bad, but most of the time, actually, it lives out to that expectation. It's pretty sweet. Come home. Again, I know I have a routine of dinner, work time, get ready for bedtime, sleep. So it's still scheduled. I have wiggle room within that. Again, just living the routine, this is the way I look at it. Every time that you have to make a decision of left or right, it's an opportunity for you to fail or break your routine or make a bad decision that it's either progress or going like forward or backward. You know what I mean? In my mind, like you're either helping or hurting yourself. So every time you have to make a decision, you're deciding, okay, hurt or help. Well, if I remove all the decisions and all the decisions that were made, like when I decided my schedule, so, okay, well, I'm going to do this to help me. Then I'm going to do this to help me. Then I'm going to do this to help me. I don't have to decide. It's already there and it's just going to keep helping me no matter what. So, but yeah, prep, so we could just call this a preparation episode. I think it's really boiled down to
Preppers
that.
Unite.
Seriously though, just preparing, removing distractions, I think is a huge thing that plays into this. Both of us, we don't have time for distractions, and that's by design. We don't want to have those distractions. If we are going to have Netflix, it's, hey, let's watch a Netflix while we eat dinner for 45 minutes.
Because we can't work on our laptops while we have
right, exactly. I can't work anyways, so I've got to have my chicken nugget in my hand. So I have to watch the show, and I've got to have a chicken nugget in one hand and a dip in the other hand. So I can't work anyways. Yeah. So this will be our relaxed Netflix together couple time. And as soon as that is done, because there's a time limit on it, it's not something that drags out for 3 hours and then it's 11 and our whole day is shot.
Right.
Nope. Okay, we're done eating. Dinner's over. Pause it. We can come back later. Boom. Right into the next thing.
I think it's hilarious either when the episode ends or when we're both done eating and chewing our last bite. It's just like, okay, good game. Bye. Yeah. Like,
it's like, all
break,
right.
You know?
So what are you doing right now? You're going to go work on that? Okay, cool. I'll be over here.
Yeah.
And
it's just like,
it's not a big deal. Which made me think of one more thing though.
Yeah.
And some people
this better be your last thing though. You've said one more thing.
This is my last thing.
Okay.
That I think the three things, it's preparation, removing distractions or decisions, things that can cause you to fail.
Yeah.
And support. So you and I, knowing that the other person has plans, like I know you go to bed early, so I'm not going to get in the way by trying to drag you into my later work schedule.
Which is something you've gotten a lot better at. I so appreciate you because it used to not be that case.
Exactly. So again,
and
it's a fluid growing thing. We've had to adapt and change. But so if you have a spouse, a partner, a roommate or whatever, getting them on board with your schedule and not in this weird, like, no, I have to do this and I'm weird and rude. Like, no, it's just it can be, hey, do me the favor, please. Could you help me? Because everyone wants to be the hero. So, hey, will you be my hero tonight? And just, even if it's, sometimes we do this. Will you just get out of my face tonight? Like, I need an hour of just, because Hannah is amazing and will constantly ask me, what can I do to help you tonight? And I know she means it. And there are times, a lot of times that I say, hey, it's literally nothing that you can do other than just leave me alone and come to me if you need me or whatever. It's not weird, but she understands that, okay, the best thing I can do to help him is to get out of his way and vice versa.
And not show my fine face and be a huge distraction.
Sure, exactly. Or she'll tell me though.
Cuteness.
I'll ask her, like, what can I do for you? And she says, look, I know you want to talk and chit chat and have these weirdly deep conversations at this weirdly awkward time, because that's my favorite thing to do to her. She'll say this, but then she says, you can help me by just not right now. I need time to playlist, which means I need headphones in, no distractions. I just need to count beats and write out plans and do the thing, and it's not me ignoring you or putting work before you. It's just me getting my plan done. But it's nice, guys, because she does that or vice versa. I do my thing. It's like, cool. Now I'm free to go work on my projects because we kind of not let each other off the hook.
You can't bank if you're going to ask someone if you can help them. You can't bank and be like, I hope she says no. I hope she says no. But
that's a whole other episode.
Right. That's marriage 101.
Yeah,
don't anticipate your partner's answers.
But no, being genuine. But yes, preparation, removing distractions or opportunities for failure.
I think not even failure though. I think failure is a tough word. I think just like limiting opportunities for upsets.
Okay, yeah. By failure, I just mean failure of the plan.
Right.
Failure of execution at this one moment in time, not your whole life or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's me. Do you want to rip through your day quick? Or was there anything different that you would add?
It's super similar. Mine is just like weirdly revolves around you and Chesty and then all my other jobs. So like for me, I finish a lot of my stuff before you get home so I can support you. And then that's where I add additional things to my list if I need to. Mm-hmm. Just when it's like in the instances when you're like, oh no, I just need you to get out of my face right now. That's when I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to go work on this and this and this and this. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But no, super similar. I just really prioritize going to bed just because I'm not the best human being. And I'm like, as dumb as this sounds, and my mom's going to slap me next time I see her for saying this. I'm not a smart human if I'm tired.
That's fair.
It's like my brain slows down and like just everything is just not clean and crisp and working at the highest capacity. Mm-hmm. And whether it's not just me being brain smart, but it's like my actions aren't smart. You know me, and my parents know this. I used to get hurt before bed. Like if I stayed up later than 9 o'clock growing up, I for sure got hurt.
Yeah, you'd fall down the stairs or something.
I would fall down the stairs. I would turn around like into a door frame.
Mhm.
I would hit my hip on the side of their
Stub your
bed.
toe, close your finger in a drawer.
Literally all those things.
Please stay out of the
yes.
kitchen. Many things are sharp.
Yeah, don't go in the bathroom. That's where 99% of all household incidents
Water and
happen.
electricity.
Exactly. So like for me, that still rings true. And maybe I don't hurt myself physically as much, but it's detrimental to my next day. And maybe even 2 days later, if I don't really protect and shield my bedtimes.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, I'm the same way with just why I have to obsessively work out is because it makes my body feel alive. And if my muscles don't feel awake, I feel like I can't even move. And I either have to it's like cabin fever in my body. So I totally get the whole, like, you have a certain feeling that you need to, like, for you're sleeping, it makes you feel sharp and aware and on it. And like you are in control. Same thing for me with working out.
Yeah. But I think there are just the main moral of this story is make sure that you do all the little things every day to support your big things, to support your things that you would like to call non-negotiables, but in your mind, you actually have the power to make those negotiable if needed. But do the little things every single day, be consistent with it, choose your priorities, choose the things that you really need to get done. Start with the hardest thing first,
Mm-hmm.
and then go from there. You know,
Well, that's the thing. You have to be honest. Like your actions are going to relay your true priorities.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to close?
No, that's pretty much it, guys. It's not a crazy, weird, rigid thing. Just you can build in relaxation and build it in. It is your plan, your schedule, a fluid living thing that will change and adapt over time. So just give it a shot and make it your own.
Yeah.
You don't have to adopt somebody else's exact schedule.
And just be like, let yourself be a human. Like, sorry to burst your bubble, but if you didn't know, spoiler alert, you're a human. You make mistakes. Life happens
Every day.
every day. And thanks so much for listening and living your life with us here at the Wealthy Podcast. Again, my name is Hannah.
And this is Derek.
And you can find us online at Wealthy, pretty much on every social media platform. Make sure to connect with us there if you have any questions or want to hear any specific topics. We would love to hear what you want to hear. And then make sure you rate, review, subscribe to this podcast, and tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your cousin you don't really like. Just kidding.
Yeah, guys, we're keeping it free. We don't want any ads and things like that. So do us the favor and just spread the word so we can help more people without money having to come into it. Because that's all we really want is to help people. Again, Derek,
Hannah.
have a good one, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.